What's up? I'm Colton Lindsey, financially free by the age of 32. Today, my team has got some videos from Brandon Carter up. I'm going to watch them and give you my reactions, so stay tuned.
Yo, stop trying to save money. Do this instead. This is advice for people who want to get rich, want to make real money. If you're cool with poverty or being middle class, this ain't for you. There's a lot of people online telling you, save money, I make my own coffee. I've been wearing the same jeans for 12 years. But that's not going to get you rich. You don't have a spending problem, you got an income problem. What I did when I was struggling is I just got more jobs. At one point I had 4 jobs. I was working 12 to 14 hours a day, 7 days a week. And I was able to make...
Look, I agree. You don't got a saving problem. You got a money coming into you problem. So go create more revenue streams. I don't recommend getting 4 jobs, though, working 14 hours a day. I recommend finding out what is your highest dollar per hour activity and do more of that. It's always going to be in sales, especially when you're first starting out, and it's going to be owning a business. And by the way, I would be wearing pants that are 12 years old if I didn't have a beautiful woman in my life that actually levels up my affluence externally. Now I wear Gucci shoes, which I would have never bought before, but you feel better when you dress better. That doesn't mean you have to dress in a way that's not you. Dress the way that it's you, but dress nice. Don't wear the same pants from 12 years ago. Completely agree with that.
into my businesses, and now I'm making multiple 7 figures. But it started with just getting more money, whatever that means. If that's a business, if that's another job, if it's multiple jobs, it's actually easier than clipping coupons, making your own coffee, or flying economy. Stop being lazy. Even if you're a janitor, start doing some other janitor shit after work. Get more money.
Flying economy? I remember when I made the decision to never fly economy again, first class or private now, and I actually had to fly from Fort Lauderdale to Salt Lake this week in economy. And it was the worst thing. It was the only direct flight when I needed to get back, and there was no first class left. And you know what? I'm so glad I did, to remind me why I don't fly economy. It sucks.
I have 5 personal bank accounts, and here's why. Income account. All my money from all my income sources gets deposited directly into that account. There's no debit card for that account, no automatic payments. It's only to collect the money. Then once the money's in there, it gets divided up into the other 4 accounts. The operations account. 30% of my income goes into that account.
What he's describing right now is called Profit First, a great book. I highly recommend. Go check it out, Profit First. Even better book, though, that teaches more accounts is Secrets of the Millionaire Mind. One thing I can already tell you, I don't even know this guy and I haven't heard of him before, that this is a key to become really, really, really rich, is excellent money management. I love to hear what he's doing.
And that's where I go to pay my bills, everything I need to stay alive and maintain.
That operation account is called OpEx.
50% of the income goes into what I call the war chest. And this is the account that I use to make investments. 15% of it goes to the taxes account.
So his war chest, I love what he calls that. I call that my financial freedom account. So what he's saying is 50%, he's going to invest it into an asset that pays him more and more money.
Taxes out of. The reason only 15% is because I'm gonna be writing a lot of stuff off, man. And then 5% of my income goes into what I call the baller account. This is when I'm buying Gucci shirts, diamond watches, of that nature comes out of that account only. Now here's the beauty of this. I'm living off 30% of my income. So it forces me to go out and make more money, get more cash. But every time I get cash, I have to invest 50% of it. So go get yourself 5 bank accounts to start balling.
The only thing I completely disagree on, I didn't hear what's his giveaway account. What account is he contributing to something that's not himself? He's got his baller account, which I love that. I call mine my play account because I'm not baller, but I love to play and have fun. I love to buy nice things for myself, and I like to have no limits on what I do with that as long as the money's there. But one of the things that I do is I also have 5% of everything that I generate, I give it away. I give it away to the food bank. I give it away to Underground Railroad. I give it away to my own foundation. So I recommend, this is why you read Secrets of the Millionaire Mind, because there's a couple accounts missing that he's not talking about. Will this make you rich? For sure. I just think you can add even more wealth to your life that's more than just money by contributing on a higher level as well. I also think there's one thing that he hasn't shared is you might be in a spot where you've got some bad debt. What are you going to do to pay off that bad debt? What is that bad debt? Where does it come from? What I would recommend, instead of doing 50% into his war chest, I recommend that you put half of that into a financial freedom account, put half of that to what's called long-term savings for spending. You're going to use that for emergencies. You're going to use that to pay off bad debt. You're also going to use it to buy bigger items, like a down payment on a house or a new car or something like that.
If you're 20 years old, here's the simplest way to become a millionaire. Let's say you already have a job, you're working normal 40 hours a week, and you're able to cover all your expenses. Now you need to get a part-time job or a part-time hustle or something that you can get an extra $2,000 per month. If you're working 40 hours a week and you sleep in 8 hours a night, that's 56 hours per week. That 56 hours of sleep plus the 40 hours of work is 96 hours. You would subtract that from 160 hours in each week. You're left with 72 hours. Even if you just took 20 or 30 of those hours and devoted it to anything than generating income. It could be Uber or DoorDash. You invest that into an index fund, a simple S&P 500 index fund. The average returns of that are about 10% a year. If you every month you put $2,000 into that, in 20 years you'll have over $1.3 million. And by the time you're my age, 40 years old, you'll be a millionaire. It's the simplest way to get rich.
It is a way to get rich, but it's going to take you 20 years to get rich. I think go sell something. Go make an extra $2,000 a month. Completely agree on that. But increase your dollar per hour. You're always investing. I love the idea. S&P 500 is an avenue. If you're okay with 10% returns, those are small returns. I would have you consider, well, what can I do to increase my dollar per hour through selling something or launching a business? And then how can I invest that money where I'm getting 20 to 40% return on investment? I've got some of my investments doing 100+% return on investment. So this is a formula to get rich for sure. 100%. It's just going to take you 20 years. Go sell something, and instead of making an extra $2,000, make an extra $4,000 a month. Selling is the fastest way to increase your income and then reinvest it.
Here's my favorite way to handle I need to think about it when I'm doing a sales call. I just say, yeah, man, it's no problem. How long do you think you need? They'll usually say something like a few days or a week. Then I'll say, you sure that's enough time, man? You want to take longer than that? You want to take 2 weeks, 2 months? We can take 2 years if you want. Kind of like make a joke about it. They'll laugh and they'll say something like, I think a week is cool. And then I'll say, just so I'm clear, do you need to think about the program or do you need to think about price? They'll say, oh no, the program's great. It's just the price. And then I'll say, what do you like most about the program? They'll say, oh, I really like XYZ. And I'll say, how do you think XYZ will actually help you? What's happening is they're talking themselves into it a little. Then I'll say that, okay, so you love the program. It's just the price. Just out of curiosity, if you did make this investment today, what's the worst that would happen? Would you be like homeless or like living under a bridge, eating out of soup cans, snatching purses? Like how bad will it get, man? They'll either say it's not that bad and they'll actually kind of talk themselves into the sale. Or if money's something really tight for them, at that point, you offer them a payment plan. Usually they'll be excited to hear about that and they'll thank you for it and you get to sell.
What he's teaching you right here is sales and of handling the objection. Really think about it is a stall. And so what he said is, hey, let's pretend you had a week to think about it. What is it that you're thinking about? Is it the price or is it the program? And typically there's 3 things people have to think about. 1 is the price and the investment. 2 is the program, will it get there? And 3 is the terms of what it is. Part of that program level is you. Do they believe in you? But what I love about this, and from his previous video that we were watching, is he didn't talk about go sell some stuff, but yet right here he's teaching sell skills on being able to sell his course, sell his program. And so one of the greatest skills that you can develop every single day is the ability to master your sales and communication. Every day, no matter if you're starting out brand new or if you're already multiple 7 figures, go learn how to get great at sales. And he's teaching a really great objection handler here. I think it's great.
Here's 3 things that should happen to you before you're 25. Number 1, you should get your heart broken. I mean, crushed. You'll be more resilient. You experience that pain, you can come back stronger. But more importantly, when you do find a good person, you'll appreciate them more.
Look, I don't know if you should experience that or not by 25, but I did. And I tell you what, I did find a really great person later on. More.
Number 2, you should lose all your money on a business idea.
I think that's a bad idea. I don't think you need to lose all of your money. You're going to lose money along the way no matter what. It's what I call the rule of 75%. Build an insurance policy against your losses so that it doesn't kill you. Lose all your money? I don't think you need to do that. It's his idea, and he obviously did that, and that was his journey. I've never lost all my money. And if I did, though, I'd go recreate it. At this point, though, because of all my systems and processes in place, my money management, I'm not saying it's impossible, but it's highly unlikely that I would ever lose all my money, and I don't think you need to, because that would suck.
It should be an epic failure, because a lot of y'all are too scared to actually go after your dreams. But if you go through it and it happens, then you'll understand that, oh, I can handle it. It's not the end of the world.
It really wouldn't be the end of the world to lose it. You're going to lose. I've lost $120,000 in one partnership. I've lost $110,000 on the other investment. You're going to lose money, and that's okay. I don't think you need to lose everything.
And number 3, you should have a 3 So you understand that it's kind of overrated and you can stop chasing that fantasy and find a good girl to settle down with.
Juicy. Look, as far as a threesome goes, that's just totally up to you. If it's your thing, go have a threesome. If it's not your thing, don't have a threesome. Pretty simple.
If you're in your 20s, here's how you save your first 100K. Now, this won't work for you if you're soft or if you're a punk. But if you're a G and you're serious about success, pay attention. Start working 12 hours a day. Get a second job, get multiple jobs, get side hustles, drive Uber, in addition to your regular job. I was able to do this when I was in my 20s. I spent 2 years working an average of 12 hours a day, 7 days a week. I was personal training people in the morning, starting at around 5 a.m. I would train a few clients, then I would go work security at the Prada store for about 8 hours. And then I would work a few more hours for a movement company in Manhattan. And I did that 7 days a week. And on the weekends, I woke up early, trained people at 5. Then I worked as a weekend manager for a restaurant in Queens. And during this time, yeah, it was hard work. I had to make a lot of sacrifices. I didn't go to the movies. I wasn't watching TV. I wasn't out here chasing girls because I knew if I worked that much, I'd make a lot of money. And I ended up making over 100K a year both years, and I saved half my money living in New York, and I was able to allocate that towards my first business that I wanted to start.
Yeah, I completely disagree with him on this. I love going to make $100,000 in your 20s, but don't go work 29 hours a day, 8 days a week to do. You don't need 3 or 4 jobs to do it. Go get a sales job. I have friends that own pest control companies. Their sales reps go out and in a summer make $100,000. In real estate early on in my career, I was working 30 hours a week, making $100,000 plus, up to $200,000 in a year, working 30 hours a week. So you don't need to work 7 days a week from 5 a.m. to 8 p.m. Look, the secret to success isn't hard work, although hard work helps, and that is an avenue. But it's really, and he said the secret, is your willingness to do what you don't feel like doing. You might feel like going to the movies or the club on the weekend. Don't. Go do something that's productive, something that builds you up, something that has value. But the fastest way to get to $100,000 is not go work multiple jobs or drive Uber. It's go sell something. Go sell a product you believe in and get really, really, really good at sales. Thanks for watching. Hopefully you like this video. I'd love to hear your feedback in the comments down below. Click the like button and share it to your friends so you can share a lot of these great wisdoms with them as well. Appreciate you. We'll see you soon.